Hello, beloveds. Thanks for tuning back in once again to the original Queen Ahmadiyyah Shakur show. I'm your host, Queen Ahmadiyyah Shakur, and this is your Saturday Night Vitamins. As you can see, I have my co-host here, Beatzilla from Beatzilla PDX Official. So we're going to be bringing you some commentary. I want to give a disclaimer. Some of the information shared, or shall I say, all of the information shared about Terrane Hicks as it pertains to anything about him trafficking Taijay Baker. We do not have anything to do with that information. We're just giving you the information. We do not agree or disagree with the information that is going to be shown. We'll show you the information and you can draw from it your own conclusions. Also, I will also play a video of Terrane Hicks that he posted today on Facebook where he denounced these allegations and said that he absolutely has never met this young woman. So let's get ready to get into it. All right, let me pull up the chat. Hello, Louise, Silent D, Harlem Brown is in town. All right, Moni. Okay, Curly Girl, The Conscious Room, Byron, Silent D, I said you, Jacqueline, Eric, Kadarian, Linda, Papa Gal. Okay, let's get into it, Duzilla. Shout out to everyone in the chat and everyone tuned into the Queen. All right, CH464, Stacy, Brandon, Cruz Sings. I see you, beloved. That crazy bitch Aries. All right, so Vince, I am from the UK. I see you, beloved. Okay, so let's go ahead and get into it. With that all being said, Beatzilla, do you want to start? Hey, Desmond, do you want to start, or you want me to go ahead?
Well,
let's actually play the video first. So for those of you who are unfamiliar with Taijay Baker is a 23-year-old black woman who came up missing May the 1st. Okay, she supposedly was invited to come to Washington, D.C. to do some work for a job opportunity with someone. Now, I reported on her story about 2 weeks ago. You all know that I keep up with missing black people, and I report on them as often as I can whenever I have information. And I advise you all to send me information because the mainstream media doesn't often cover our stories. So with that all being said, she's the young woman that I reported on 2 weeks ago, and her mother said that the police accidentally posted her picture on a wanted poster rather than a missing persons poster. So I'm going to show you footage from an interview that her mother did with iWoman TV, I believe, with a woman by the name of Cynthia Trigg, and also D.L. Hughley was present. Okay, likes up, everyone, please like and share. Beatzilla, do you hear any volume on that?
yes.
Okay.
And my mother and friend D.L. Hughley is on.
It doesn't look like it's playing.
No, it looks
Hold
like
on.
it's freezing.
Okay, hold on. Let me stop the share. Okay, let me see if I can find that story on Instagram. Beatzilla, you can go ahead and start giving your commentary while I'm
Okay.
looking for this on Instagram.
Well, it's interesting that you had already done a piece about this whole story
Mm-hmm.
with this missing sister that happens to be tied to this other fellow. And of course, all the things that have came out this week. Again, your prior broadcast, just dropping receipts. Um, there are things that I feel when people are getting into spiritual spaces, they need to be fully informed of what they might be getting themselves into. So with that
Right.
being said, if you're dealing with a person who specializes in cults, I think understanding what people are seeing being introduced into their mix, this might help give a little clarity, you know,
Right. Right.
to say the least.
Exactly. Okay, so hold on because I just found the Instagram page with that same video. So let me pull that up really quick. Hold on.
Yes, indeed.
And we want to say alleged cult because we don't know. This is
Right,
what the word is. These are rumors that we have heard.
right.
Okay, hold on. Now, the mother did at one point say that she felt her daughter had been lured away for sex trafficking or to join a cult or something like that. I believe I actually played that footage on my live that I did when I first brought up the story.
Mm, I remember that.
Yeah,
That was like, that was a weird, like a weird story to begin with. So it's like it's funny how things happen, huh?
right.
You know. Oh yes, indeed. Definitely funny how things happen.
Absolutely. Oh, hold on. I'm still on her page looking for where she has this posted at.
Okay. And in the meantime, I would like to say, just for the simple fact of people speaking their truth about what they have witnessed. Uh, hey, take experience, take the because what do they say? Wise people learn from other people's mistakes.
Mm-hmm.
So if you could take all kind of signs and warnings, this will be the information that you will definitely be able to decipher for yourself. Uh, Use your third eye, as Queen often says. But some of this is going to be pretty clear.
You're right.
You know, a blind person would be able to see it.
Okay, so here's what I'm gonna do. Seeing as how I cannot find that footage, I'm gonna go to the news report that I believe I used during my live, just for the people
Hmm.
who don't know the story. Okay.
I think I saw
Okay, here it is right here. Now let me share this. Let me see if this is gonna play correctly. This is actually the one with DL Hughley.
that. Okay.
Okay, that's on the screen. Okay.
Expect people who don't care about you when they see you to not care about you when they don't. So it's really the onus is on us. And I think the same power and purpose we use to get people elected, or the same power and purpose we get to see use to get people out of jail, we need to use that same thing to find our young men and young women and girls. So I think it
Right.
is incumbent on us, and I'm surely gonna do my part from a social media standpoint, and even talk about it on the radio. But I'm very sorry, I had no idea about it. I just found out about it today.
Well, DL, you wouldn't have known. There's no coverage. We're joined by Taquana Baker and her sister. And Taquana's 23-year-old Taijay Baker has been missing since May 1st. She got on a bus from New York City down to D.C. to help a woman that she told her mom she met online make some posters, and she hasn't been seen since. Her mom has desperately been asking for help.
They should have brought the dogs out and canvassed that area. They would have found her there. That was a chance they missed there.
Okay. So the mother said they were in. Here's basically what she said. I watched the full interview earlier.
Hmm.
So what the mother actually said was that her daughter was missing, and then here's the backstory. The daughter came up missing after May 1st when she supposedly took a trip to DC. Okay, they said they received a cryptic message from her when she was supposedly at a nail salon. Now that's the story I reported because that's the information I had at the time. So
Right.
they followed the information, the trail to the nail salon. Once
Hmm.
they arrived there, Taijay was no longer there. The people who owned the nail salon showed the surveillance footage of her in a corner of the nail salon on the phone. Now, they weren't able to locate her after that. So they were saying that she was lured there by some woman who offered her a job opportunity. Now, this woman whom they claim, they said the woman's name was Radisha Brown, and then they later said her name, that wasn't her real name, that it was Tatiana Davis. Now, this woman is supposedly a friend of Terrane Hicks, the occult leader, or I'm sorry, the occult, what do you want to call him, practitioner, the occultist that Vicki Dillard has employed or promoted for, helping her with some stuff or whatever. The flyers were all over the internet. But so anyway, he said that he never met this young woman, but he said that the person that she supposedly was supposed to meet, he said he does know that woman. That woman is his friend. He said that the girl never showed up. She came there. She was supposed to meet up with this woman, Tatiana or Radisha, whatever her real name is. They say she has numerous of names. They call her the sex goddess, Callie goddess or something like that. But he says that this woman says the girl never showed up. So now I'm going to go to some things that people posted online about him. And again, me and Beatzilla don't have anything to do with what was posted, nor are we saying that we agree or disagree with it. We're just showing you the receipts, and then we'll go to the footage of where he says that he never met this woman and that he's going to sue all these people who made these YouTube videos accusing him. So let's get into that. Right now, I'm going to pull up this Instagram page with all of this stuff posted on there. And they also had several Facebook pages called Justice for Taijay Baker, Hunting or Searching for Taijay Baker, and all of that. I'm going to share my screen so you all can see this for yourselves. Okay. Okay, now I'm going to click on, let me see here. Okay, so I hope you all can read that. I'm going to read to you what it says. It says, hold on, let me scroll down. Okay, so first of all, it has the Vicki Dillard pop-up tour. The person posted this. And then here's what they ask. Someone who calls themselves Whereas Sotu. They say, why is Vicki Dillard promoting and working with a known cult leader, Terrane Hicks of the cult Ahmadiyyah, that preys on vulnerable Black women who has ties to the dark world of sex trafficking? This is what someone posted. Now, again, we're not saying that we agree with this. We have no knowledge of this man. We know nothing about him other than what we've said online. We're absolutely not accusing him. The police have not named him as a suspect. There has also been rumors that the girl was found. The family hasn't come out and said this. It hasn't been on the media as far as we know. But they have said, Terrane says that the girl has been found. And so I'm going to show you the video of him saying that. And so again, we're not accusing him. We're just telling you what the people have posted. Again, someone posts, please tell Terrane Hicks, cult leader of Ahmadiyyah. They have a phone number for him. They post it and they say, ask him, why does he exploit and prey on vulnerable Black women? Tell him #Sotu sent you. And they have a picture of his Facebook profile. And he calls himself the Dark Lord. Okay, that's what he calls himself. Now, with that all being said, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to the Facebook video that he did today. And again, let me just tell you all this, that I spoke today with the woman her name is Pebbles. She was very pleasant with me and helpful. I spoke with a woman by the name of Pebbles today, who actually is the director of a site that I follow on Facebook. And the site is called Missing, Lost, and Trafficked. Okay, so she posts about missing people, trafficked people, or people suspected of trafficking and all of that. And she actually told me herself out of her own mouth, and she did give me permission to quote her. She said that she spoke with Terrane Hicks, the occultist, and that he told her that he did not know who this woman was. He'd never met her. And that basically people are saying these things without any foundation and all of that. Okay. And so with that all being said, I'm going to go to the Facebook post where he did the live, because she's actually the one who sent me the live. Pebbles, the woman who owns that website or the Facebook page where they talk about missing and trafficked people. She
Gotcha.
actually sent me that information.
Wow, he calls himself the Dark Lord.
Yes.
That's
Yes. And they also talk about the royal bloodline.
Interesting.
Here's the video right here. I'm going to share my screen. And you can hear firsthand from him that he's absolutely denying these allegations.
As I imagine he would.
Baker. Taijay Baker has been found. You're saying there was a lot of reports of myself sex trafficking and Taijay Baker being lured into some type of cult. Just want y'all to know in this group that those allegations totally false. I'm saying Taijay Baker is somebody that I never met a day in my life. And a lot of y'all slanderous rumors are going to be dealt with, right? Y'all, most of y'all did not do proper research. And I have a legal team that's going to deal with that. The way that y'all have decided to attack my community was unethical. My legal team, my community, we're going to deal with that too. Again, Taijay Baker has been found, all right? She have suffered from some sort of mental health dilemma. She left home. She didn't run away. She wasn't lured into a cult. She never had contact with any sort of cult. Y'all need to spread that news. Now, I will be doing a live on Monday going into the details about how those rumors came about. But I want to let y'all know that there is some real malicious people out there who tried to slander my name into some sort of human trafficking that never occurred. And the people who did this, I have all of their information and they will be put on blast. All right? So spread the news that Taijay Baker has been found safe by herself. All right? And again, it appears that she left her abusive home. But I got a lot of tea about that abusive home. All right? I know y'all going to see this video. And if anybody want to hit me up, just inbox me. Because I got a lot of information about some of the silliness. Some of y'all had y'all time wasted because y'all really thought that a woman was missing and y'all really cared. Those who did not do their job properly had y'all thinking that someone was missing. The mother lied. She didn't inform the public about her abusive behavior towards her daughter. That needs to be put to the forefront.
Oh,
all right?
it's not information.
You had people doing terrible journalism because they were running off of allegations that was never true, that never occurred. All right? Like I said, I'm going to be talking more about this on Monday. But spread the news on your page that Taijay Baker has been found. And the family, they're not going to be quick to say anything because with the information that I'm giving y'all, is embarrassing. All right. Again, the family.
Now, let me say this. While he's talking, listen, I can't say if he's telling the truth or not. I'm just letting you all hear what he said. But here's the thing. Right, that's what I want to know. How does he know so much? But hold on, that's not the end. At the end of the day, here's what was going on while he was doing this live. As you can see over in the window where they have the comments. So one of the people that responded to him during his live stream is a person who claims to be the aunt of Tijae. And I'm going to read to you what she said. She said, this group is not made by nobody in her family. He doing this. We from BK, you F with the wrong people. Okay, then he replies to the woman. Actually, I think she said she's the godmother, not aunt. Oh. He replies to the woman whose name is Vivian Warren. He says, and I'm from BK2, East New York. My goons is real out here. To which she then replies, let me go to her next comments.
Wow.
She says, he is full of shite. I'm Taijay godmother. This man is not scary. This man is not scaring nobody. He calling from fake numbers. You going down. She will be the last samurai. And then he responds to her again saying, Vivian Warren, give your receipts because I got mine. Spoke to the detective. She has been found alive and safe. Y'all are a weird family. Don't even have the decency to tell the public whom you asked for help that she been found. Then he says that whole family is silly. Something wrong with y'all. Vivian says, Terrane Hicks, she got away. Hold on. Says she got away. No giving you nothing. She got away. Not giving you nothing. I don't know what that means. And when she says she got away from what? Him? I'm just curious.
That's pretty interesting.
Okay, so now hold on. Let me show these other, I'm going to stop the share for a second so I can pull up these other receipts of what somebody else was saying on this same site. Someone posted, here it is right here. Okay. Let me share the screen again.
Somebody said, wow, I'll say.
Okay, so can you all see that on the screen?
Yes.
Okay. Okay, disclaimer. No statement from law enforcement has been found regarding Taijay alleged found status. Missing, lost in traffic can no longer see any posts from family members regarding Taijay's disappearance. No one identifying themselves as family members said Taijay was found. A person claiming to be a friend said Taijay was found, and her update is being shared on Facebook. Well, I saw that post from the friend, and all it said was, so glad or so happy my friend was found. I'll show that in a minute. But it goes on to say, Taijay Baker was last seen June 1st. However, Taijay was reported missing on or after May 1st. Taquana Baker, Taijay's mother, searched for more than 30 days for her daughter. A female who says that she is a friend of Taijay said the New York art student has been located in a Facebook post. This is what she says. Terrane Hicks, a man being accused of playing a role in her disappearance, said he is going to use magic to retaliate against persons accusing him of abducting Taijay. It's uncertain where Taijay is, but hopefully she is actually with her family and safe. Now, here are some of the things that he supposedly posted, saying that he was going to get the people who said all this stuff. Okay, I'm glad I'm not one of them.
Gonna put a root on you.
Right. Okay, so as you can see, this is what he posted. It says, they found Taijay, y'all. They found Taijay. Y'all thought we had something to do with her missing. She ran away from home and had a mental breakdown. So I'm letting everybody in this MF know it's up for y'all. Y'all was being messy and shite. We got all y'all pics. We about to hit you gossiping ace bitches with heavy magic. Signed hashtag the Dark Lord.
All right there, Satan.
So now I'm going to show the rest of the stuff that was also posted. If you all can see that, and I hope you can. I know it's kind of small, but hold on, let me click on. Okay. So someone named Mrs. Italy D, this was from a day ago. She asked him, where is Taijay at today? Her mother is missing her. Now the world is looking for her, and we won't stop until we know. So the occult college, now mind you, Terrane Hicks is the person who owns and operates the occult college. Okay. And this is a response that came. It says she was found by her family. She ran away from home and had a mental breakdown. So stop being messy and find something safe to do with your life, or else. She says to him, Miss Italy D asks him, or else. She puts a question mark. Please go on and tell me what that is supposed to mean. I come from Chicago. I just want to make sure we have the same understanding. He says, hold on. Okay. He says it's a threat. And she says, oh, is it now? What realm do you plan on using? God has me in his world, but these streets got me too, baby. So she ain't scared. But and she asked him what realm, because he was alluding to doing some dark magic, talking about all of that stuff that he was saying, basically.
Absolutely.
Okay, so now with that all being said, let's talk a little bit about who this person is, because this is a person that Vicki Dillard vouched for and promoted him.
The
Hold
Dark
on,
Lord.
I'm trying to get this chat together.
Just imagine while you giving your spiritual vitamins, bringing on somebody called the Dark Lord.
Right, honey, I would never. And what's interesting is when she talked to brother Ben X from the Nation of Islam on that live, she didn't refer to him as the occultist, but that's what he claims to be, a world-renowned occultist, and that's what Vicki Dillard put on those flyers that she posted him on, which I can pull that up too. But so anyway, I'm having difficulty showing all these messages in the chat. Hold on, let me see.
That is crazy. So yeah, it's very interesting that just looking at this cat's background, you can kind of see the type of wave he's on. So that's interesting company for somebody who would want to be around the Dark Lord.
Well, especially if you're supposed to be doing the Lord's work and all that.
Yeah.
So let me pull up this information that I found about exactly what he does.
Well, I know he's threatening folks with black magic. That's pretty apparent.
Right.
Wow. All right there, guy. It's
okay.
Secret demons on people.
Okay, so this is I'm going to share my screen. This is some transcripts from an interview that he did with a group called hold on, let me pull this up so I don't want to misquote anything. Hold on. Is that on the screen, Beatzilla?
Yep.
Okay,
yep.
So these people that interviewed him, I have the transcripts, not the actual interview. This is from 3 years ago. They're called Warlock Asylum International News. Warlock Asylum sounds crazy to me, but here's what they say. Necronomicon alchemist and martial artist Terrane Hicks is an emerging figure in the world. Terrane is one of the few genuine occultists in the postmodern era. He has gained a strong reputation in the occult world for his practical approach. Best of all, Terrane has reached an unprecedented level of success due to his no-nonsense approach to getting results through occult methods. So they go on to say, recently I had the honor of communicating with Terrane and discussing a few things about the Necronomicon occult world and the Dark Lordism that I found very insightful. I think you will also take delight in Terrane Hicks's words of wisdom and practical insights. Now, before I go on with that, I want to let you all know what Necronomicon is. because they say that he's very knowledgeable about Necronomicon. All right. So I'm going to stop the share for a second so I can pull up exactly what that is.
Yes, please. Wow.
Because that word reminded me of necromancy, is which people engage
Yes.
in sex with the dead.
Yes, indeed.
Okay, so I'm going to share my screen so you all can see this as well.
Yikes. What's really going on here? What's happening?
Right. Okay, so here's what it says. Hold on. Okay, so it says a book bound in human flesh and inked in blood, a book filled with spells to raise the dead and summon ancient creatures. The Necronomicon inflicts insanity and even death upon the readers. So as the story goes, the Necronomicon was written by the mad Arab Abdul Hal-Azred and is over 1,000 pages long. There are no known copies, which may be a good thing. So that's what they say about the that book is made of human flesh, they claim, and bound in blood. So I clearly don't want to read it.
I just have to say this real quick. For anybody who watched my broadcast for the past 2 days, I'm just now actually seeing for the first time this individual with y'all. So let that sink in for those of y'all who saw my broadcast, because as I was speaking about what this person must be, I said she's sitting next to a warlock.
Right.
I literally said that, and come to find out, this dude's not only he's called himself the Dark Lord.
Mm-hmm.
And I had no idea that all the who this dude was and his whole get down until right now with y'all. So, when you guys see the signs, read them for what they are.
Right. Now, very true. So let me say this. So this story about the Necronomicon, or however you pronounce it, that is obviously supposed to be a fictional story, right? But this Arab supposedly did a book about the story, which is supposedly fictitious. Now, also, I find it interesting that some of the stuff that he says sounds like that movie, The Evil Dead.
Right.
I don't know if you saw that. So also, but here's what he said in the interview. Tony Curtis said, "Where is Yoda to help us?" I'm so through. Okay, so let me share my screen so we can see what he says in this interview. I want to put this on the screen so everyone sees it themselves. This is what he said during an interview with the Warlock Asylum International, I believe is what they call themselves.
Black Palpatine.
Okay. And so it says, this is the transcripts, as I said. So let me go to the question. The question is, the first question, greetings, brother. It's great to hear from you once again. There's a lot of good news and good things that I see going on in your element. However, for some of our readers who may not be familiar with your work, please introduce yourself. Who is Terrane Hicks? And then Terrane responds, I'm a martial artist and occultist. As an occultist, I engage in everything on the occultist spectrum. Okay, so then Warlock Asylum says, how do you get involved in alchemical, why can I say the word? Alchemical sciences and occultism. He says, I had a very strong foundation in martial arts starting from the age of 5. With that, I also wasn't plagued by the indoctrination of Western religion. This foundation allowed me to go more deeper into occult studies early in life. Okay, so then they ask him, you're often associated with the term Dark Lordism. Can you share with us the meaning of the term Dark Lordism and some of the philosophy behind it? Terrane Hicks then responds, there's a book called The Dark Lord by one of my favorite occultists, Peter Levenda, that inspired the name. Movies like Star Wars and Harry Potter influenced the name as well. The concept of the Dark Lord is really deep and occult when you really look at it. Dark Lordism is a practitioner of magic. You have a perceived villain who was a very good student at one point, and because of how occult he was, they were able to challenge the doctrine from which they learned. They weren't afraid to go deeper or desire more. That's what I teach. Okay, so I'm going to stop the share right there because I'm not going to go through that whole interview, but clearly he said that he's an occultist and all of this, that, and the third. Okay, so my question is this. What does witchcraft, because he's talking about magic, right?
Mm-hmm. Wow.
What does that have to do with spirituality?
You know, it's funny because Tony Curtis, to go back to what he said about Yoda, what this dude said, he just made a reference to Star Wars, and it's like, you know, they talk about the Force, the light side and the dark side.
Right.
Now he's, for all intents and purposes, for the Star Wars fans out there, he would be a true Sith. And what they always say about Palpatine, like he was the most evil Sith. And I guess he's trying to achieve that level of dark. That's how I'm getting it. I mean, that's pretty much what he's saying. So
right.
That does not mix with the spirituality of enlightenment. That's the spirituality of endarkenment.
Right.
You know? Yeah, I if you're trying to represent yourself as a high quality spiritual individual, that is very questionable company. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Very questionable company. I would, if I was in the midst, I would be asking, "Hey, ain't this a little off?" But that's just me. You know.
Right.
You know.
Okay, so now here's the thing. Let's talk about what happened in this webinar. The webinar is called, that Vicki Dillard did. It's called The Secret Money Within Your Womb, because something happened in that webinar. And I want you to play the Twitter space footage or the audio of what they, what they didn't really say, but we kind of put together. Because the people in this Twitter space, some of them attended Vicki's webinar and they said something happened there. And some people got up out of that webinar and left. And they won't say exactly what happened. So we're going to let you hear that for yourselves.
All right. Okay. Do you have that? Do you have it on the screen?
You said, do I have it on the screen?
Yeah, because I have it up in your studio. Is there a way to add it from my side, or can you bring it up?
You should be able to add it. Hold on. Just put it on you have it on my screen. Is this it right here?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so let me go ahead and share it. Now, you know the timestamps, right?
Yes.
Okay. Okay, you can go ahead and start.
Okay. Wait for it to play here. All of a sudden, it is not playing. I don't know what's going on here. Play.
You can just play it on your phone and just.
Oh, you know what? Yeah, that's what I'll do. Hold on,
yeah, just play it on your phone. I'm going to take this off the screen.
Okay, that's fine. Okay, let me get over here. This bear with me 1 second.
Okay, there it is. I'm trying to figure out how to get this all the way off the screen. Hold on. Let me just remove it altogether. Okay. Okay, there it is. All right.
Okay, so we said about. Okay, here we go.
You can unmute yourself, Susan. All right, thank you. Thank you, Nikki, for having this space. Thank you, Elite Afro. Thank you, Black Family. And Angel and Jackson, I really appreciate you all coming forward to tell the story. And you all have done an amazing job with moderating and, keeping the Vicki fan page and just the Vicki movement alive. So, much like you, Angel, I came to Vicki Dillard in a time when my life was like just really kind of in shambles. I was very alone. I didn't have, any friends. It was just my daughter and myself. I didn't have anybody.
Is that the 1 hour, 20-minute mark?
Make sure everything is,
okay, great.
Everything is set. So when 6:30 comes, that's my time. That's my time for me to listen to the Vicki show, take my notes, all those kind of things. So she really helped me get confidence. I would, as far as my spiritual things that I would be doing, before I came, I would be reaching out to other spiritualists, on them for things that I could do myself. And just through Vicki, I got, I gained confidence, and also I got the message of New Black Media as well. But some, a lot of us, we have noticed a change, right? And I'm going to tread very carefully with this one, okay? And also I will say that the mastermind class, everyone in the chat, that felt like family, because everyone who understands spiritual things and who have spiritual gifts, we were able to kind of, connect with each other and kind of make sense of things that a lot of times other people who aren't into spiritual things would not. They'll just say, oh, you're crazy, that's crazy. They may not get it. And so I will acknowledge that she does have spiritual gifts. I don't think anybody who is spiritually inclined, you that's something that we know that. But like you were saying the other day, you have to test the spirit by the spirit. And with that being said, I'm going to go back. All right, so anybody who follows Vicki Dillard closely in the mastermind classes as well, and who has taken the webinars, the seminars, think back to the last Secret Money in Your Womb course, and I want you to think about if there's anything that was different. And then think about the things that happened after that Secret Money in Your Womb class, and see where the change, see what has, see if you can bring in like any reasoning with the changes. And with that being said, I will also say it's very important that we are, and you mentioned it the other day, Angel, it's very important where you get your news and your spiritual information from. And like Afro Elite said, and like we always say, the code is the leader. And I won't, I'm not trying to diminish all of the, all the things that I've learned and all the teachings, because there are a lot of gems and jewels there, but I do believe that there is something that has, occurred along the way. Hopefully it's something that can be, something that can be repaired. I don't know if it can ever go back to how it was once you, do something of, such large scale. But hopefully there can be some kind of, what do you call it, where you kind of like amend it or whatever, amends, so, and that's basically all that I want to say about that. I'll land my plane.
Keep it playing.
Okay.
You want to speak on her last master? Is it called Masters in Your Womb?
It was the Secret Money in Your Womb.
Okay. Can anyone else speak on that? Did anyone else tune into that one or what?
Well, I was a moderator.
For a long time. What you say?
I was a moderator. I'm her moderator I was her moderator for all her shows in her mastermind. So I was present there. But Kenny, I know exactly what you're talking about, and everybody who attended that webinar knows what you're talking about. But do you feel? I mean, because I obviously don't want.
I'm not going to say it. I'm not going to say it.
But you don't have to say it in detail. Do you want to just say like what you think changed, or just like on the surface, but not in detail?
Pause that for a second, Bezilla. Let me say this, people. Family, let me just tell you all this. The people don't want to tell what happened in that webinar. They want to just come out and say it because they are afraid. This person, or shall I say, they are afraid because something happened there. Okay, something that, in my opinion, seems to have been ungodly. And I believe that they're afraid to come out and say it because they're afraid of repercussions. Okay, so go ahead and let it continue, Zilla.
Right.
Purchase, didn't know what it was, but it was the most different webinar than she's ever done. It was completely different and completely unexpected. But yeah, it really, really was. And things ain't been the same since. But I'm not gonna share that. But yeah.
And so with that, and I was wondering if I was the only person that thought it, because certain spiritual stuff you just don't just throw out in the open, which is why I won't go into details about it. But I will say, if you're somebody who's spiritually inclined, some of that stuff that happened in the web, that I would not even participate in it. And my spirit just was saying, something doesn't feel right. Something doesn't feel right. And I never followed through. And then now I'm looking back and I'm like, whoa, this is the aftermath of that. That's what I believe is what's going on.
Yeah, and you're not the only one that felt that way. Obviously, you guys always come to the fan page to share things, DM me, because I've just made it an open door. There were others who attended the webinar that left the webinar. They didn't even finish the webinar. They left because they were like, what the hell is going on? And they DM'd me and told me. There were several people, not just you. Obviously, I don't say anything. I didn't even share this with Vicki because it's not about that. Like, whatever she feels led to do, I support her. Whatever she wants to do in her classes, or how she wants to change it, or how she wants to shift it, I support her. But I'm going to say this. There was a precursor to that webinar. The webinar prior to that one, which was the Ancestral Part 2, which was on her birthday, January 2nd, 2022. Did you attend that one?
I've attended all of them except for the second one with Rizza. I think sometimes you can conjure up things that you may not want to necessarily bother with. And if you don't actually know exactly, and I know she's very knowledgeable in the spirit. I'm not trying to say what somebody does and what someone doesn't know. But what I'm saying is people who are spiritual, sometimes if you get involved in certain things, this can be the ramifications of it. I'm not saying that's what happened to her. That's what's going on.
Pause that. Pause that, Bizilla. Okay, so now here's what I want to say. I told you all on the video that I did on yesterday about Vicki. I told you all that I felt like she was mixing spirituality with demonic stuff. That's what I felt like. It was in my spirit. I also had a dream about her a month and a half ago that was very disturbing. And I mentioned that to my moderators. Very disturbing in my soul and in my spirit. Now, those of you who have been following me for 2.5 years since I've been on YouTube, you know that I have prophesied things, and those things have happened. Not just BS things, For example, the terrorist attack, April 20th of 2020 in Nova Scotia. All right? Before Kobe Bryant was killed, I told you all that I said this on a Facebook Live. Those of you who follow me on Facebook, you likely remember that before Kobe Bryant died, I said that there was a very famous person whom everyone loved that is going to die very soon. Wow. And a lot of people are going to be shook up by this. Now, at the time I said this, I didn't know that it was Kobe Bryant, but it came to me in my spirit that it was a person that everyone loved. And days later, Kobe Bryant died. So I'm just saying, when I tell you all things that I feel in my spirit, you all that know me and have been following me know that I have absolutely been right about the things that I have prophesied. Okay, so with that all being said, Vicki has posted that she's a magnetic witch. And I told you all weeks ago, anytime you're talking about witches and witchcraft, that's nothing to do with our ancestors' spirituality. No. Nothing whatsoever. No. Okay? And the fact that people who attended this webinar, because again, we don't know exactly what happened in there because none of them are willing to just come out and say it. Right. But what they did say, if you were listening, That girl said conjuring up things.
Conjuring up.
She said conjuring. That's the word she used, conjuring up things. When you conjure, what do you conjure up besides demons? Malevolent spirits. So you don't conjure up the Most High.
No.
You channel the Most High.
They're getting those uploads, not downloads.
Right. And those of you who follow my spiritual channel, you know that I have told you before that just because someone claims to be spiritual and have supernatural gifts or be a supernatural being, that doesn't mean that they're coming from the Most High, because there's absolutely demonic people, satanic worshipers who are absolutely supernatural. Because you have to remember that Satan and demons, they are also in the spiritual realm. Okay? It's different energies, whether you want to use the light energy, which is of the Most High, or the dark energy, which is demonic. Okay, so with that all being said, these people were very bothered and very concerned. Tony Curtis says Satan knows the scripture too. Absolutely.
Right. Facts.
Curly Lock says they're called spiritual warlocks. Okay, so with that all being said, this man, Terrane Hicks, has already admitted that he's a full-on occultist and dabbles in all types of things in the occult. Right. In that interview that I read to you from, he also is the same person, like I said, that Vicki had on the flyer, and she's promoted him and all of those things. So I don't know exactly what happened in that meeting. I'm just glad I wasn't there to find out, because it doesn't sound good. But let's continue, because there's more information that was revealed. Absolutely. So Beatzilla, if you could go to, I want to say the hour and 39-minute mark, where one of her former moderators, Jackson, speaks.
Yes, let me get there. Okay, tricky. Bear with me 1 second here.
Yeah, take your time. Kathy says they are familiar spirits, absolutely, and they are absolutely real. Absolutely, absolutely.
The signs and wonders, though.
Yeah, get over here. Okay.
Tony Curtis wants to know if they can get a spiritual refund from her.
And there was somebody else. There was, okay, now we had to get that other one out there. There was one of those racists that hopped in there.
Right. Okay. Thank you for getting that out there. Yes. There's another one. Okay, that's the last one. Just a foolish troll that entered the Twitter space.
That person's face, you bitch ass troll.
Okay.
Okay, that just happens sometimes. Go ahead. We are stronger than that. Yeah,
Twitter.
Funny.
So envious though. The fact they're even listening in, like you're just gonna sit there and listen. Envious. You want to be black.
Everybody wants to be in our presence because we are God.
So we're family. We're gonna have a family discussion. I don't even let them hear my voice. So pay them no mind. But some things have been mentioned. I don't think the way Angel is handling this is messy at all. I don't know how that can be considered messy. When you've put in the type
Hello?
Yeah.
I think his phone cut out briefly or something like that.
Oh God.
I can hear you. He just went silent.
it was him because I was questioning if it was me too, but yeah, it's just him.
So I think his phone may have rang. So we can go to. You have to back up because you completely went blank. You completely went blank for a good 30 seconds. So you have to go back. You said, "I don't think Angel is being messy," and that's all we heard.
I'm sorry about that. Yeah, I said I don't think Angel is being messy. I think she's handling the situation with class, but there is a certain level of transparency that I think should be not demanded, but expected from public figures, especially like someone else said it. The work that Angel was doing was public. So this is something that should be addressed, like, in a professional way, but just where both sides can be heard. I would hope that, maybe down the line maybe they don't work together professionally again, but that they could resolve it just from a personal level, just from conversations I've had with Angel privately. So I am a fan of Vicki. I am a fan of the work. I am not a fan of the way she's not addressing the situation. Angel put in too much work for her and the brand, and bringing awareness to Vicki, and I think played a really pivotal role in giving Vicki the brand awareness to be able to lead Thriving Being Queen. And I'm not saying it wasn't a team effort. I'm not saying Angel was the only one responsible for it, and Vicki, didn't contribute to that. But good work should always be acknowledged, and good people we should want good people to be around us, and we should deal with each other in grace. But I completely understand from Angel's perspective. I think we've all been through things where we have been betrayed by friends, because betrayal can only come from people that we trust. And as far as Boyce is concerned, to me, he's like the conscious version of DJ Academics. Everybody knows dude is a lame. Like, that's really what it is. Even people behind the scenes, like people that he interacts with, they're just associates. Boyce is lame as hell.
Okay, Jason, did you still want to address something too about Vicki that you were going to address?
Not much, but I guess just to say, since you asked, just to go back on the talking about her charges and things like that. It was asked whether or not what race of people it was. It was black people, and she was in the church. And again, just to reemphasize what I said earlier, I gave examples of other people who I'm not suspicious of, who have been in prison. So just because you've been in prison does not automatically mean, oh, you're an agent, you're someone who's against black people, whatever someone may have misinterpreted me as saying. But the fact that she was dishonest about it, and again, it's not a thing where I just was hating on her and looked up her history, because people do that. They don't like someone, so they'll look up their history and they'll take mistakes or things that don't look in the best light and use that as a weapon against them. That wasn't the case here, because again, I liked Vicki. I was attracted to her, like some of the other people were talking about, as far as her, what she was speaking in the way, and her message, and the strength and her passion. But I noticed repeatedly, again, nobody was asking, not that I could see. She would continue to say, I was a political prisoner. I was a political prisoner. I was a political prisoner. And so at this time, because now what's funny to me, and which makes me more suspicious, that when you Google it now, it doesn't come up right away. You have to Google it with mortgage fraud. But when I first Googled her name, I just Googled her name by itself. And the first 3 results that came up was about her history of defrauding people. And she was using the church as the vehicle, the black church as the vehicle for doing that. And I hear a lot of people in here that were talking about how they were attracted to her spirituality. And that's fine. I think that goes back to my lesson about having a foundation in white supremacy.
Okay, now stop right there. Okay, so let's move forward to the 2-hour mark.
Ooh, Lord. You said 2 hours. 2 hours. Okay.
Vince I Am said, I Googled what the Queen recommended and my jaw dropped as I was nosy.
All right, here we go.
Osun says scammers don't change, y'all.
No, they don't.
They don't.
They don't. All right, here we go. About 2 hours.
Some Aboriginal woman said if she hadn't been stealing from the Queen, this wouldn't never have happened.
There is that. Okay. All right, let me make sure I got this. Okay. There we go.
I agree with you. I agree with you. So I said how I felt about BG too.
Oh, right.
Space and his space. I think it was Nino who did a space talking about the sheep of the conscious community, and it was basically talking about how you can't just follow someone blindly. These can be people who you greatly admire, and you have learned that you have been taught directly underneath them for years, and they could still be spitting a lot of game. But if you know that they're making a move that just doesn't sit right with you, you don't have to follow them blindly, because they are human, and it is a code that we follow. We're not following any leaders. At least that's not the way that I move. So I've seen people who I admire not do fraudulent things, but I don't always agree with every little thing. But, I think for myself and I move accordingly. And I think that this space is the prime example of that. And I'm not criticizing anyone in here. I'm not saying that anyone was following Vicki blindly. I'm just saying you start noticing things sometimes. You start noticing them moving different, their behavior changing. And, some people might slowly pull back. Some people might just go ahead and listen to everything that person says because they don't want to be blocked. They don't want to be
Fast forward,
y'all.
Beatzilla. Fast forward to the 2 hour and 40-minute mark.
2 hours and 40.
Vince I Am said, I don't know why I'm enjoying this so much. I am all for justice to be served.
All right, here we go.
Person. Okay. But just keep your distance, because you can't, it will just keep happening. It will just keep happening, and it will make your life a living hell. And I will land my plane there.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for that. If anyone else has any questions, they can come up and ask. Otherwise, I'll be ending this room very soon. Also, I wanted to speak with Angel about if she decides, if nothing happens where you won't end up going back to Vicki's show. And let me say this again. What are your plans? What do you think your plans will be now that you are no longer part of the Beehive?
That's a really, really good question. And we do have an answer. So because I'm going to change the name and respect my sister's wishes and give her back the Vicki Dillard fan page, the work doesn't stop with Vicki. I respected Vicki and only post her on the platforms that I ran for her or whomever she collaborated with. I never post any other. When you mentioned to me earlier the trifecta or the three top people, I'm like, who are they? And I asked you, I was like, who are these people? I don't know who they are. I only knew Tariq. The others I didn't know. And so what I plan on doing is turning the fan page and everything associated with the fan pages into a BGR Black Grassroots like headquarters, to where not only will I post Vicki if I start to believe in her again, but everybody else, the three that you said, Tariq, RZA, you, anybody has something going on in the Black Grassroots, I'm going to support them. I'm going to post them. If they're having, seminars, webinars, DM the page. It's going to be for all of us. It's going to be a central location that supports, operates everything, all things Black. If you have a Black business, if you are a business owner, whether you're small, big, it doesn't matter. Send it to the fan page. We're going to post it. We're going to tag you in it. We're going to put your website in the story. Like, we're going to just be a place for Black conscious people, all things Black. I have not decided of the name yet, and I asked the supporters to help me with it. But hopefully we can launch this by July 1st, and we will represent ourselves. We will rebrand ourselves as the headquarters for the BGR and support all things Black. So yeah, that's what I want to do, because I'm not going to just throw my 2 years worth of work away. It's too much work to do.
Have you you done anything under that name yet? Have you started using that yet and promoting anything, or is this something brand new that you're doing?
You mean the new stuff that I'm doing?
Yeah, the Black Grassroots.
No, I have not.
Go to 255.
255. Oh. It's like, I believe D. Tubman already does that particular thing you're talking about there, sister. Oh, Lord. You said 255.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Right. So this is about 10 seconds ahead.
Understood the overall general lesson of it. I'm not a lawyer, so I'm not saying that I'm a complete expert in this, but I do know for a fact that, the lawyers, they don't always have to offer plea deals, especially when they have a rock solid case, or especially when, like this is say, maybe you're not represented by a good lawyer or not represented at all in Vicki's case. They will offer plea deals because, again, if you just completely get the charges dismissed, a lot of times that will raise suspicions even more in people like me. So they'll make you do some time, but not nearly as much time as they could have made you do. And they'll offer you a plea deal out of generosity. That doesn't mean that happened with Vicki, so let me be clear. But I do want to say that from the knowledge and what I understand, those things could be signs of what I have concerns about. But again, I don't have evidence, so it's pure speculation. But it is something that we should be aware of as Black people, because there's a continuous history of it happening to us, and the white supremacists using people's unfortunate situations to make them weapons against us. And it's an unfortunate reality, and it does happen. But again, I don't have evidence that happened in Vicki's specific situation. But when I add up all the things, plus the fact that she did get a plea deal, when in a lot of situations they don't have to give that, those are things that make me bring that up and make it, to me, at least somewhat relevant to what we're talking about. But yeah.
Hey, Jason, I know before you used the term preponderance of evidence, which I think isn't quite accurate, but a term that I kind of use to kind of, and you can take it if you want, throw it away if you want, to kind of encapsulate what you're expressing, is cause for pause. Just like when things kind of seem funny style, you're seeing early signs of patterns, but you don't have anything completely concrete, or but you're just seeing things where you're kind of putting things together, and it doesn't look right to you. So
Yeah. Okay. Sorry. So I think that's wrapping it up. That's a lot of good points were made today, and these things sometimes they're kind of tricky, because I feel like if you were as close to her as you say, there's a chance that the two of you could reconcile. So you never know how that could end up. I just feel like you need to protect yourself, because I'm not sure what's going on. I only have so much information, but I'm getting so much information that just, to me, that would cause me to move in a way that I wouldn't be so open to doing as much for her, and that I just wouldn't be so giving, and I wouldn't, because you don't know if she is going to do this to you again. If y'all start talking again, how do you know that she won't do this to you again in a worse way? And have you signed some papers saying that if you want to mod for me again, because I've seen that that's what's happening. That's what it looks like is happening, that she said, for now, you're not modding. So she's thinking about remodding you guys and having you sign some papers saying you can't talk about A, B, or C, and that you must agree to not post these people or talk about these people on your page. So if I were you, I would just be careful, because that can take a toll on your psyche, when you are forced to hide so much about yourself, and you can't be who you are because somebody has, I don't want to say it, but possibly, correct me if I'm wrong, possibly an arrogance issue, possibly, I could be wrong. She could not have arrogance. She could have a reason for doing what she did, but I don't know because I didn't get her side of the story. I'm just speaking based on what I heard. So, because I don't know if she has an arrogance issue because I haven't really spoken to her. But if I were you, I'm going to end that. Oh, we have another speaker. I'll finish talking after this other speaker. Bro Salim, would you like to go or would you like to wait? Let Angel go first, and then Brother Salim's going to go afterwards.
Oh,
fast forward to Brother Salim.
To say, but as what I'm not trying to reconcile with you because I love.
Hold on, play that.
Okay.
You know,
plus the fact that she did get a plea deal.
I'm not trying to reconcile with Vicki to be like we were because once the breach of trust has happened in such a large scale like this, it's where do you go from here? You know what I'm saying? Like, where do you go? And I mean, because I love Vicki, I'm not gonna give her the same energy I gave Michi, but the old Angel Vicki would have had to see me. You know, I mean, what? But no, I love her. That's my sister. So what I would love for to happen is for us to have a conversation offline. Like, call me. You know, let's just talk without, you know, your little hired help. Let's just me and you talk and come to a resolution as far as Angel, you know, I love you, but I don't want to, you know, continue this like this, and I wish you well, and I wish you well, and that's it. That's what I wanted. We don't have to work together. That's okay. I just wanted to see, was it even real? All the stuff you used to tell me. Listen, y'all, if y'all are familiar with the Bible, do you know the relationship of David and Jonathan? Vicki literally told me I was the Jonathan. She was David. We are connected by our souls. We have soul ties. Some of you know this story. Vicki literally told me that. I didn't even know about David and Jonathan like that. I had to research what it was, and I felt honored. I'm like, you feel that way about me? She says, yes, you're the Jonathan to I'm David, you're Jonathan. The way that we are with each other and like that. I felt so honored. And so I was like, if that is the case, how do we end here? Then can you have talked to me? Can we have or was I just gaslighted this whole time? You know, it just makes me question everything. So no, I'm not going to be on the same level that we were before. It's almost impossible. But I don't know why I have to be blocked though. You understand? But at the end of the day, I respect her decision, her choices. I'm just moving on. It's too much work to do. This is too petty. It's too catty. I don't care nothing about none of this. I just wanted the love or the respect for my work and for me helping her brand, just to be just to give it back, reciprocity, and say, Angel, I love and respect you, but I'm gonna move forward this way. But peace to you, and that's it. I felt like I was due that.
You are correct. You were. I would have liked for someone to have told me something too, and my feelings would have been hurt. I'm sensitive. I probably would have been crying. You know.
Oh, I was, and still was. I mean, Jackson can tell you, like my phone was turned off yesterday. I was moving around all day with him. Like, he can literally tell you. And with some of the others that's in this chat, they know what I've been dealing with the last 2 weeks emotionally. Like I said, I have good days, bad days. I'm not ashamed to admit it because it has to come. You know, I have to get it out. I love her. It felt like a death, a divorce. It was so hard, you know, but it is what it is. I'm just moving forward, but that don't mean that I don't hurt. I absolutely hurt. And I don't even know for how long, but whatever it takes, you know, I'll get through it.
Can I say something? I don't want to, I usually don't, but I just feel the pain. Like, are you seeing somebody? Like, did you think about maybe seeing somebody? You're an insurance broker, you know, a professional young lady. Have you thought about, because this seems like a really big thing in your life?
No, I haven't. I have not seen like a therapist or anything like that. I definitely was thinking about it and considering it. But I'm just really just trying to process my feelings and my emotions just on my own. I'm not suicidal. I'm not crazy. I'm not any of that. And I know that. Like, I have a lot of the Beehive, you know, that check on me every day, support me, love on me, you know, just keep me encouraged. And we just keep talking about the movement and what we're going to do to move forward. You know, we're about to get busy doing the work. We're not going to be sitting up here talking about what was or what could have been. It is what it is, and we bless her and we send love, light, and wish her well, because she's where she is because of her supporters, not because of me alone. It was us. It's not Angel, it's the Hive, your supporters. They were here before me. I just gave them a platform to continue to support you. So it ain't just them. I mean, I can send y'all DMs of people saying, I can't believe this. I feel like our parents are divorced. I can't believe you and Big Car aren't talking. I can't believe she blocked you. This comes from Paris, one of our international Beehives that's in Paris. Like, they are like heartbroken, crushed. I mean, I could post that, but I'm not. But I'm saying, you understand? It's not just me that's affected. It is her supporters, and that's the issue. It's them, not me. Yeah, me, but it's them. It's us.
Vincent, just ask her to marry you then.
Thank you, Nikki. Black first, appreciate it. Thank you. I've been in the background listening, and I was blown away for the conversation as a person who at one point followed Vicki. I was really shocked when she aligned herself with Jackson. What was his name? The guy. What was his name? Jason. Not Jason. Derek Jackson. I was shocked when she did that because, I felt like she had a lot of credibility, and to align herself with a person like that, who's just a known liar, a known deceiver, down bad on the sisters, and what he did, I was like, why is he on her platform? I unfollowed her instantly and blocked her, all that. So I hadn't looked back since, and I didn't know she had like a fan page and a Beehive and all these, people that followed her like that. And I'm just kind of shocked with the story the sister is telling. I don't know her name, but the fan page person with her picture of her on her profile picture, and I was blown away when you said you had her insurance policy. So my question is, going back to, you keep saying that you love her, and I totally get that, but when you guys like lovers, like intimate, because the way you sound is kind of like a real, like this is, kind of like, y'all was kind of snuggled up with each other, like y'all was hugged up, and talking about money being involved in policies and things of that nature. I'm like, that's kind of, I'm a fan of Tariq and Jason, but I'm not going to stop here and put on my life insurance policy and write it on my will and that bullshit, but that's kind of, yeah.
So let me clear that up. Absolutely not. I am heterosexual, and so is she. I never look at Vicki like that. I never look at any woman like that. I you know what I'm saying? Like, but I get it. People don't understand my kind of love. It's an extraordinary love. It's not ordinary. You get probably ordinary. I give extraordinary. So when I love a person, I pour everything into them. My heart, my soul, everything. Because I said, you probably missed this, I felt like dying. I did not want to live. I was kicking and screaming on my floor like a cockroach, about to die, when I heard her voice, because I was going through a deep depression. I did go to the doctor, and they tried to put me on antidepressants, and I'm like, I'm not going to take this medicine. It got to be another way. And I was crying out to God, and I was like, God, please send somebody, like, help me. I don't know what to do. I'm in a weird space. And like a few days later, I heard Vicki's voice, and she says, you matter and you make matter. And I was like, who is she? She was screaming, hitting the gavel, all of that. But I ignored all of that. I'm like, wait, what did she say? And she said it again. And from that moment on, she pulled my heart and she put me back together. So to me, the love I have for her is because she saved me. And I will tell this, I don't have a problem.
Tony Curtis said prison lesbo vibes.
Not only that, once we started communicating and building a relationship, friendship, sistership, we shared things that you share intimately when you tell secrets to your best friend that only your best friend knows. You can look on my personal page. I even posted on a fan page. She was like, this is my soul sister. She refers to me as her soul sister. I refer to her as my soul sister. We have matching bracelets that say soul sister. We have a picture that I can post on a fan page of us in the same outfit because she bought me the same shirt that she has, and I wore it, and our makeup was alike. We were literally sisters. This is nothing I'm making up. I can post all these receipts. That is
her
what
husband. So you met her husband.
She's not married.
Okay, I thought she was married. Okay.
No, she's not married. She used to be, but she's not married now. No, she's not. And I'm not going to speak on her relationship status because that's her business. But Vicki is heterosexual, and that's all I'm going to say about that. And so am I. But
okay.
Yeah, it was a spiritual connection. Literally, it's a soul tie. So when the relationship is no, it feels like a breakup because there's soul ties. It's an energetic exchange. It's a connection. I don't know if you know about all that, but that's what it is. And so that's why it hurts so bad.
Okay, thank you. And that's all I had. I just wanted to know because I said it was just, I'm kind of new. I think that from what I understand, being in the room for like about 30 minutes, that she's turned on her fan page or her fans, or she sent letters out telling you guys not to be involved in her fan page, and she's blocked you. So that this is where this is coming from.
Yeah, that's the gist of it. Yeah.
All right, I'll let my plan. Thank you, Nikki, for allowing me to come up. B1. Wow.
Keep going. Hold on. Don't stop.
We're gonna end this space. Was there someone else waiting to speak? My only thing, another thing I had an issue with was why she didn't want you guys posting about certain things. Like, I was told that, was that Jackson who said that she didn't want you posting Tariq? And I was like, she was just in his movie. So I thought that was strange. I was like, so maybe there was something, a story behind it. I would love to talk to Vicki, though. I would love to talk to her and say, hey, what happened?
Okay, you can stop right there.
Reconcile.
Okay, so you all heard that. Clearly, this young woman was obsessed with Vicki, in my opinion. Clearly in love, infatuated, in my opinion. She could say soul sisters, but when you start talking about soul ties and saying that you shared intimate conversations and you have life insurance policies and all of that, honey, that reeks of a relationship that you want to have with this person, as if a relationship you would have with a male partner. So she said that neither one of them were in that type of relationship. So I'm not saying that, but I'm just saying this woman sounds like that's the kind of relationship she wanted with Vicki. Okay. Clearly sounds like she was spellbound. Yes. Another thing is, pay attention. They said that they were told not to post certain people. On not to post certain people, Angel Love and Jackson, Vicki's other moderator, or former moderator. They said they were told not to post certain people. And in one part of the Twitter space conversation, because we can't play the whole thing, it's like over 3 hours long. Right. But at one point, and you can go listen to this, it's on Nikki the God, is that her name? Yes. It's on Nikki the God's page on Twitter. You can go listen to the whole thing yourself. Yes, shout out to my chief moderator. Yeah, shout out to Nikki. But one point they said that someone said that they fell out with Vicki after she was talking about Jason Black and saying that he was not B1 because he had a different opinion than she had on the Will Smith, Chris Rock thing. Right. And they said that they feel like she used that to try to discredit Jason Black. Mm-hmm. Now, I didn't know anything about that. That's what was said in the Twitter space. Right. But I found it very interesting that they also said, I believe it was Angel Love, that said she was told to flag people's pages, not just Michi's, but other people's pages. Okay, and I'm sure mine was one of those, because I told you all 2 years ago that I felt like when my channel was getting flagged that it was Vicki and Boyce. That's what I felt. I couldn't prove it, but that's what I felt, and I told you all that. And then my channel got taken down. Right. Okay, so with that all being said, they claim that they were told, her moderators, Jackson and Angel Love, former moderators, said they were told to flag certain people. They were also told to flag Michi X specifically, and anyone posting anything about Michi X or agreeing with her, and as well as flagging other people. And so I find it very interesting also that they said they were told not to post Tariq, because I could have sworn that Tariq Nasheed put Vicki in a documentary that's coming out. Absolutely. And you heard them say that in the live. So if this is the case, that she was telling them to flag, not to post Tariq, that is, first of all, that's backstabbing, and that's being fake.
Yes, it is.
Because Tariq obviously thought enough of her to put her in his documentary. Also, If she insinuated by any stretch of her imagination or anyone else's that Jason Black is not B1, well, I'm gonna have to strongly disagree with that, because Jason Black absolutely is B1, and in fact, isn't he the one that coined the phrase B1?
Yes.
So please make it all make sense. All right. So I just wanted to share that with you all, me and Beatzilla. We wanted the record to reflect that there's some shady things going on. Again, we do not know, can't substantiate or deny the fact of what happened with Terrane Hicks as it pertains to the case of Taijay Baker. They say that she has been found. I pray that she has been. I have reached out to someone who has been in contact with her mother. Hopefully I can speak with her mother soon. And also I'll be reaching out to a councilman in New York who actually was at the press conference with her mother. I'll be reaching out to him on Monday to find out whether or not she has actually been found, if this claim is substantiated and confirmed.
Right.
As for the Dark Lord,
Lord.
As for the Dark Lord, I saw pictures on Facebook of him and the woman whose name is either Radisha Brown or Tatiana Davis, who was supposedly the one that invited Taijay Baker to Washington for work. He said in the video, I didn't play the entire video. You can find it on Facebook. I will drop the link. But he said in the entirety of his live video that he knew the woman that invited Taijay Baker,
Right.
but that they were friends, and that the woman said Taijay never showed up.
Right.
Whether that's true or not, I can't substantiate. Okay, I will try to get further details on that on Monday, as I said. But at the end of the day, that stuff that happened in that webinar that made some people so upset that they left, and the young woman who spoke about it in that Twitter space, who was actually there, said had she known what was going on or what was going to happen, she wouldn't have showed up.
And
so clearly something nefarious happened. Okay.
Yeah.
And I wouldn't be fooling with somebody who calls himself the Dark Lord and who talks about being involved in the occult, because the occult has nothing to do with our ancestors. Okay. Nothing to do with our ancestors, honey. That's not spirituality. That is black magic. And I stay away from that because that is demonic. It brings on satanic energies, and it causes numerous things that are problematic to happen and occur in your lives.
Absolutely.
And I'm just going to tell you my opinion. Again, I will say I cannot substantiate this, but from what I heard in the webinar, or what was said about the webinar, it sounds to me like, because they said that another person was present in that webinar with Vicki. I don't know if the person was Terrane Hicks. Maybe it was. But at the end of the day, just from what they said about the webinar, it sounds to me as though some type of ritual was performed. Absolutely. A ritual to make these people be able to manifest money and things. And also, there is a video that I'm going to play of a woman who said that she had worked with him. I'm not going to show it on the screen because I don't want copyright issues, but I will. Someone sent it to me. I will play the audio from the video. This is a woman who claims to have worked with him. In fact, the title of the video is Working with Terrane Hicks. It's a testimonial.
Wow. And real quick, I wanted to go back on something that was said. The Jonathan and David story. That's a horrible analogy. So for anybody who doesn't understand, when she says that, Jonathan actually dies on the battlefield with his father, like shortly after what she's talking about. So it's like, that's not, and she's Jonathan. Jonathan meets an end before David becomes king.
Right. Exactly. So I don't know why she thought that was a good, a good assumption of their relationship. Just saying, that didn't make any sense to me either. Okay, so I'm going to play this video. Hope you all can hear this. Can y'all hear that?
Yeah, you can turn it up a little bit.
My name is Chandelier. You can follow my Instagram at Black Rose Terror.
I think it's up as high as it can go. Hold on.
I guess I'll go ahead and get with the testimony, just so I don't take up too much of y'all time.
What I'll do, you know what?
My husband got us
we can hear
of about 5.5 years, probably more like 6. Me and my husband, we had fought the case, did our little magic stuff in the background. and it only kind of delayed it. We had just a few attempts after that. The COVID is definitely spreading really bad in the prisons and in the jails and stuff. So I reached out to a lawyer, and the lawyer told me it was about $5,000 to take my case, and it wasn't even guaranteed. Like, he clearly said, like, this is like probably low risk. The only thing that he could really argue is a possible underlying condition that my husband, had growing up or something like that. But yeah, that was still like probably not going to happen. I ended up talking to Terrane a few times about my husband being in jail, and I ended up linking up with him in the juras to do a ritual, and it was so very successful. Like, just very successful. Like a week later, like not even a whole 7 days after the ritual, I found out he would be coming home in more like 2 years from now, maybe less than that, probably a lot less than that. So I was very shocked to even know that that type of magic existed, to even battle with something as strong as systematic, oppression and, shit like that, injustices, and, really just locking men up for.
Okay, so she said that she had him to do a ritual so her husband wouldn't go to jail, and her husband didn't go to jail. She said she never knew that there was that type of magic that could stop something like that. And there is a type of magic that can stop something like that, and it's called black magic. If you're willing to take the risk. Right. It's called black magic, and it consists of conjuring up demons and malevolent spirits and entities. Okay? Demonic spells, absolutely, dark-skinned brother. Mm-hmm. Sweet Pea said, did she say magic? Yes, she did. Mm-hmm. That's what she said. She said ritual. That's what she said also. So with that all being said, that's what likely makes me feel that that's what occurred in that webinar. We have not gotten anyone to come out and admit what actually happened in that webinar.
They scared.
Because people are shook. People are shook. They're clearly scared to mention it. And especially when you have a man who supposedly has these powers of dark forces, who has told someone who was accusing him of having something to do with Taijay Baker that they're about to get some heavy magic put on them. So I'd be scared too. Mm-hmm. All right, I'd be scared too if I wasn't so spiritual. Right. You see, I'm talking about this because I ain't scared. Because he might have the powers of dark forces and have call himself the Dark Lord and be able to make threats that scare most people or some people. But I have the Most High on my side, honey. Facts. And my job is to call out the fake people in the pro-black conscious community. And I'm going to call them out. I don't care who gets mad. I don't care who says what. I'm going to call them out. I will continue to do it. Right. So if you're a fan of any of these people, get ready. Because I don't care what you have to say. What is right is right, and I'm going to do the work that I'm supposed to do. Right. You can say it's being messy. You can call it whatever you want. But here's how I look at it. If there are spiritual people, Christian people, religious people, honest people, God-fearing people, people who worship the Most High, and these people are being deceived by any type of way, by anyone, into engaging into satanic and demonic things that they would not have had anything to do with had they known, I'm going to call it out. Because my job is to warn the people. And for my moderators, and Beat Zilla, who was my former moderator, now he's a part of the New Black Media, So all of you know, I told you all months ago that I had a dream, and my native ancestors, the shaman, the chief, they all came to me in a dream. Okay, they did a smudging ritual on me. They put feathers in my hair and shells around my neck. And those of you who watch my channel, you may remember months ago when I started wearing feathers in my hair and shells around my neck. I did that because my native ancestors did that to me in a dream. And when they gave me the smudging ritual, they were protecting me. And they gave me a message. And that message was to keep doing the work and calling out and exposing those who need to be exposed. The ancestors have my back. Okay, there was a psychic woman by the name of Sister Tanya who told me that she saw the spirit of the shaman all around me. This woman didn't even know my Cherokee heritage. She didn't know any of that. But she told me they were around me. She also gave me a book called The Psychic Book of Self-Defense to protect myself against spiritual attacks. And so with that all being said, I fear no one. All right. The Most High has given me the work to do, and the ancestors are backing me up, and I'm going to do it. And any lies that are being told, any deceiving that is being spewed to the people, any type of demonic, satanic agendas being pushed, I'm going to call it out. And so with that all being said, anyone that has a problem with that, you don't have to follow this channel. You can unsubscribe. I have no problem with that. I'm not here for likes and views. I'm not here for money. My channel's not even monetized. I have several other channels that are all monetized. I'm on the channel that isn't, because there's work to be done on this channel. And I am going to continue to do it no matter who doesn't approve. Okay? So with that all being said, I'm going to can we share that link to the Twitter space?
Let me see if I can get that. Yeah, let me get.
Thank you, Terry Hitton. I will, beloved.
See if I can. Oh, you know what? I can put it in the chat.
Okay. Yes, please put that in the chat. Absolutely. And so another thing is, Brady, thank you, Brady. Welcome to my channel. Says first time hearing you. Thank you, beloved. Thank you for tuning in. Now, another thing is, I want you all to think long and hard. Those of you who are naysayers, I'm not talking to my loyal royals, because I know the loyal royals always have the queen's back. But for those of you who are naysayers and who feel like this is being messy and that these people shouldn't be called out, you know, I really don't care what you think. But what I will tell you is this. I implore you to think about, if you have a problem with me calling out this debacle, as I call it, if you have a problem with me calling this out, what you should be asking yourself is why, if what the former moderators of Vicki Dillard say is true, why would she be telling them not to post Tariq Nasheed, who is supposed to be her ally and who put her in a documentary? Why would she be saying that Jason Black, who we all know is pro-Black and is B1, and he created the term, why would she be saying that he's not B1 just because he disagreed with her talking points? That's what I would like to know. Okay?
Right. Exactly.
So with that all being said, Vito, did you drop the link?
Yeah. Yes. And I'll put it one more
Okay.
time. Yes.
Okay,
yes.
so you all can go and listen to the entirety of that Twitter space and get all of the information that you may need. But also, I want you all to pay attention. Why would Vicki, unless she's a whole hater, okay, I'm calling her a hater, why would she tell people to flag Michi X's videos? Why would she tell them to flag anyone's videos? Why would she try to stop people's money? Why would she try to get people's pages, channels taken down? Why would she do any of that? I'm just so curious. If she's the queen of the new Black media, why would she be going against other people who are beneficial to the new Black media, who are in fact out here doing the work? Why would she go against these people? I would like to know. And I hope you would like to know too. So you should all be asking yourselves that. With that all being said, we're going to conclude this broadcast. I want to thank you all for tuning in once again. Please like, share, subscribe to the channel if you enjoy the commentary. Be sure to click the notification bell and click the word all. Also, make sure that you subscribe to Beatzilla PDX Official to his YouTube channel as well. And with that all being said, I put my PayPal information in the chat because someone mentioned that they couldn't, it wasn't working. You may have been using my old PayPal. So I put in the new PayPal or whatever for the person who asked. I can't remember their name. But so with that all being said, you're welcome, beloved. You're welcome. Curly Girl says, thank you both. So with that all being said, listen, I wish you all love, peace, and prosperity. And I want to remind all of you, don't ever just take what someone says as facts or whatever. Do your own research. And you all know I have told you this numerous of times. Even if I tell you something, do your own research, because you never know when someone's a whole Decepticon. You never know when someone is only giving you a part of the story. You never know when someone may be leading you down the path, whether willfully, the wrong path, whether willfully or unwillfully. You know, so with that all being said, I want you all to pay attention and just always, you know, be on your P's and Q's when you're following people, specifically people who are talking about spiritual teachings, because you have to have discernment. You have to be able to discern whether someone is of a righteous spirit or a satanic spirit. Okay? Make sure, and speaking of spirituality, make sure you subscribe to the Queen's channel, Queen Ahmadiyyah TV, More Than Meets the Third Eye. Yes. Okay? That's my spiritual channel. With that all being said, they're asking for the link, so let me pull that up before we close out. Zilla, if you have any closing remarks you would like to say, any announcements, things you want them to follow you on, please feel free.
Yes, definitely. If you guys have not been already following me, Afro Elite, Kid Gravity, Black Alpha Network, and Tori and Rain will be hosted, or actually, I believe next will be hosted by Afro Elite. So we do a roundtable with us, and right now we've been rotating between all of these different platforms. Just as the voices of the new black media, kind of the male, because a couple of us are husbands, so come fool with the men folk, and then as well as follow me, Beatzilla PDX, right here on YouTube. Easy to find out. Of course, if you follow me, then you already seen all of her pages on mine. Right. So this is how we get down over here.
Right. And so also let me say this. Someone asked me to give them the author of the book that I mentioned. The book that was given to me by this prophetess or psychic, whatever you choose to call her, Sister Tanya, the book of Psychic Self-Defense. It is a book by a psychic named Dion Fortune. Dion Fortune, that is her name. The book came out, I believe, in the 1930s. Okay, but that tells you how to protect yourself against psychic attacks, i.e. spiritual warfare. And these attacks often come to those of us who have spiritual gifts, because they know that we have the ability to expose things, because we have the gift of foresight, prophetic dreams, and all of those things. And also we are very intuitive. So they will often attack people with those gifts. So Dion Fortune is the name of the author, and the book is called The Psychic Book of Self-Defense. Okay. So with that all being said, we're going to conclude this broadcast. I want to thank you all for tuning in, Royals. Please like, share, and subscribe. I send you all love, peace, and light. Each one teach one. That's how we grow and thrive. Do something productive and constructive, never destructive, as we've heard how things can go awry when you do. Okay. So with that all being said, I'm going to conclude this broadcast. All right. Everyone enjoy. Tony Curtis says coven of witches and warlocks.
For real though.
Hold on. Let me say this too before I close out, beloveds. Let me say this before I close out. There was, you know what? Hold on. There was a video. Let me see if I can pull up the link really quick. I almost forgot about this, Beatzilla. Hold on.
Thank you.
I almost forgot about this.
Thank you, Sweet Pea. Thank you.
I need to share this woman's link if I can find part. Where is it? Part 1. Hold on.
I just put the link to my channel in the chat for you.
Part 1. Okay, let me see if I can find this. Okay, this is it right here. Hold on. Okay, so Beatzilla, here's what we're going to do. Before we close out, I'm not going to show this on my screen, but I am going to play the audio from this video, because it was something that I noticed in a part of what was said. Okay. Give me a minute, because I'm putting this on my phone so I can just play it from the phone.
And again, shout out to my moderator, Nikki the God. She's one who held that space. If you have not followed her on Twitter, go follow her on Twitter. She's been holding real good spaces.
Bring the day to life.
Okay, so here it is right here. I'm going to play the audio.
Young woman from Brooklyn vanished. Her family with few clues aside from a cryptic phone call.
And now they want answers.
23-year-old lived at home with her mother, but now is missing.
After this rally, I'm going right back out there because I'm going to find my daughter.
Then the nightmare of silence.
Where's my daughter? She got off at the Capitol Union Station, D.C.
What do you want? Justice! What do you want? Now!
23-year-old Taijay Baker is a budding artist and art major in her final semester of college. Her mother describes her as very humble and sweet. Taijay also has an Instagram page that she uses to display her artwork and recently did a pop-up shop. On May 1st, Taijay left East New York around 3:30 p.m. from the Linden Housing Complex, where she stays with her mother. She was headed to the nation's capital of Washington, D.C. to meet with an online client who commissioned her to make posters for a weekend gig. Taijay was wearing a black sweater, white top, and gray shorts. According to her mother, she got off at Union Station, but never checked in. Taijay's mother said the New York Police Department did not prioritize her daughter's missing case due to her race. They even mistakenly placed Taijay on a wanted poster instead of a missing persons poster, prompting her mother to create her own flyers. Exactly a month later, she resurfaced in Lanham, Maryland, at a nail salon. Surveillance footage shows her on the telephone while inside of the salon. In a terrified whisper, she asked her mom to come get her immediately. Taquana Baker did just that, but by the time she reached Maryland, Taijay was gone and has not been heard from since. Her mother believes Taijay may have been forced into sex trafficking or a cult. There have been several theories around her disappearance. The woman whom she supposedly met up
now
with.
Now listen to this, people. I want you all to listen to this because this, I can't show the video. I'm going to let you all hear it. I will drop the link to this video. But in the video, this woman that she's showing on the screen is supposedly the woman who invited Taijay. And next to her on the screen is Terrane Hicks. You can't see his whole face, but you can tell that it's him. Okay?
The name was fake, and her name was in fact Tatiana Davis. She also goes by several names, including Callie Cosmos, Sex Goddess Callie, and a bunch of other personas. She met this woman through Instagram, and Taijay did artwork for her as well. Tatiana then informed Taijay that she performed rituals through a coven that she was a part of, and that she could help her with money troubles and other things. When you go to Taijay's art page, you can see that all of the original comments and likes that were made by Tatiana have been removed in order to cover up all evidence of communication.
The mother telling CBS 2 in New York that the Brooklyn College...
Okay, so you all heard that. I'm going to share the link to that video. This young woman said that the person who supposedly called her there goes by a myriad of aliases, and that this woman told her that she could help her do rituals because she does rituals with a coven, and she can help her with money troubles. This is what she supposedly told Taijay. All right. Now, I can't confirm or substantiate that. I'm just telling you what she said, and I'm about to drop this link so you can go watch the video and draw from it your own conclusions.
I mean, like making, what is it, the secret treasures in your womb? That doesn't sound like prostitution. Oldest profession.
Right.
Lord.
So there's the link to that YouTube video where the woman is showing the picture of this woman whose name is either Radisha Brown. She said that was a fake name and that her real name is Tatiana Davis. There's in the video, you will see that this woman, Tatiana Davis, is sitting right next to in this video, Terrane Hicks. And this is the same woman who says that she belongs to a coven. A coven of what? Witches. She belongs to a coven who performs rituals that can help you with money troubles. All right? Pay attention to that. This is who Vicki Dillard, Terrane Hicks, is who Vicki Dillard has promoted. Okay? With that all being said, I wish you all love, peace, and prosperity, and I will keep you updated on when I can confirm or not whether or not Taijay Baker was found and is safe with her family, as Terrane Hicks has said. I hope that she is at home with her family. But again, in the video, the woman says that the person who reached out to Taijay and asked her to come to DC has now gone back and deleted the post on Instagram, I believe, where she was making communications, because obviously she doesn't want that to be known. Okay, that's what she's saying. I'm not saying that. I'm just telling you what the lady is saying. Okay, and so Christopher says, "Expose them all, my queen. We love you," and I love you, right? Black. Okay, GL said, "Praying on the vulnerable."
Yes.
And so with that all being said, everyone enjoy the rest of your night, and we will talk to you all again soon, beloveds.
Yes,
peace.
Peace.
In order for you and me to devise some kind of method or strategy to offset some of the events or a repetition of the events that have taken place here in Los Angeles recently, we have to go to the root. We have to go to the cause. Dealing with the condition itself is not enough.
Dear Mr. Massa, I'm just trying to mind my own business. What's the matter? It's just another day, another black king captured. I'm about to lose my brain, stuck inside this ghetto rapture. I got a lot of smoke. If you want it, you can have it. They want a hat trick, but this is black girl magic. Ain't talking about the kind that'll make you disappear, but I'm talking about the power of the melanin within. Ain't looking for trouble, but I'ma say this one time. I put 2 dukes up if you try to touch mine. We still want justice for Tamir and Trayvon. You say you don't see color, but racism ain't blind. They targeting little kids whose skin look just like mine. So I'm paranoid, it's a war zone outside. And I'm a black queen, so if you ask me to step out of my car, you gon' have to snatch me. Cause I ain't going no damn well. Had to spend my whole life living unfair. Ancestors got my back and they right here. You can never understand, it's a nightmare. Living in my black shoes by the black rules. You can keep your handshake, I don't dap coon. The white man to go nuts if he cash you. But you all on his side like a damn fool. Make it make sense.
We are oppressed.
Queen.
We are exploited. We are downtrodden.
Make it make sense.
We are denied not only civil rights but even human rights.
Ahmadiyyah.
So the only way we're going to get some of this
Ahmadiyyah.
oppression and exploitation
Queen.
away from us or aside from us is come together
Queen.
against the common enemy. Who taught you to hate the texture of your
Ahmadiyyah.
hair? Who taught you to hate the color of your skin?
Ahmadiyyah.
Parents, pay attention to the books, the school system, given to your little children. Lies mixed with wisdom. His skin too bright, so he was blind to the prison. My skin just right, so I collide with division. You trying to pray to God, but we tired of religion. No savior saving, we got to save our savings. We used to pay miss, how we gon' make the slave rich? But who's to blame, and tell me why you complaining? We need a team effort just to rule the nation. Like a bad relationship, missing communication. We missing moderation. They're trying to get a poison to my population. No reparations. I'm getting tired of Satan.
We are oppressed.
Queen.
I'm getting tired of waiting.
We are downtrodden.
Queen.
We are denied not only